Now, on to COP29. And the United Nations Conference on Climate Change, COP29, officially begins on Monday morning in Baku in Azerbaijan, where negotiations, commitments and outcomes are expected from delegates attending the convention.
That's right. Mashirima Kapombe is in Baku and now joins us for an update on what to expect.
Thank you, Jeff. Olive, now the Conference of Parties of the United Nations Conference on Climate Change is in its 29th session and brings together approximately 50,000 delegates from the UN member states. Now, the Kenyan delegation arrived early this morning and together with other African states will be pushing the agenda on climate financing, bolstering adaptation and mitigation efforts amongst other agenda led by President Dr. William Ruto and Cabinet Secretary for Environment and Climate Change, Aden Duale. Delegates have since yesterday been finalizing on registration at the Baku City Stadium, which serves as the COP29 site for the next 2 weeks. This COP is particularly important as it has been dubbed the Finance COP, where negotiations will focus on implementation frameworks on funding. African civil society organizations in partnership with the Azerbaijan NGO Forum have already held a meeting to align their common position for this conference and their expected outcomes. Now, streamlining processes on access to the various funds on climate change, which include but are not limited to the Loss and Damage Fund, the Adaptation Fund, the Green Climate Fund, amongst others, will be key in negotiations for especially Africa that has time and again complained of bearing the greatest brunt of climate change impacts that has destroyed livelihoods, infrastructure, and slowed down economies. Professor Seth Osafo, who is the legal advisor of the Africa Group of Negotiators and other stakeholders, stressed the need for funding to Africa that is not tied in debt.
And I want to say that when it comes to finance, it's being on top of the agenda.
It must be affordable. Finance in Africa is more difficult, more expensive than in other regions.
This Baku, despite the cloud of uncertainty, presents us with a golden opportunity. That is adequate, predictable, new, and additional climate finance.
I will be here together with my colleague Susan Dunda and we'll keep you updated on what's happening here in Baku. Back to you in studio.
Good stuff from Mashirima.
So scenic.
Yeah, we're going to look forward to the next couple of weeks, right?
Especially because now with the election of Trump, I wonder how that will impact the whole financing thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice one. Carry on, Mashirima. Carry